Morning, everybody. It's 8:42 on this sunny Wednesday, the 29th of November. This is your pre-opening comment, and it is video number 1991. Okay, Asia, including Hong Kong, China, and the Asian markets are all lower. Europe is a little bit higher. Um, Oil is higher overnight, again, not on the OPEC plus, but on basically a storm in the North Sea. So it just shows you how tight this market actually is, where you get a 2 or 3 day storm and all of a sudden it's affecting prices. So that's kind of interesting. When I came down this morning, the Dow was up about 100 right before the numbers came out for GDP and consumption. Uh, they were up 133. They got to up about 150, and um, now they are back to the one. Let's see. I'm sorry. They just changed it. The last on the Dow is up 128. The S&P went from up 19 to up 21 to up 24, now up 22. Dow is now showing up 120. Nasdaq is has gone from up 93, up 105, 120, and now is back to up about 100. Okay, so the president comes out and tells you that General Motors is the best car company in the world, leading uh, the all others in the EV business, and all of a sudden, GM has problems with EVs, has extra charges, has a strike, um, and basically the stock goes from 44 to 26. Pretty much based on the fundamentals of what's going on. So if you're GM, what do? Well, it's easy. You raise the dividend, you do a buyback, and the stock, which is down 40%, goes up a little. And when I say a little, that's pretty much what I mean. I mean, it's not a bad move today, 31 and a half. That's up $2.62 or 9%. Still down 40% in the last year. So, you know, this is pretty typical Wall Street bullshit. And, there you go. Okay. Okta, their hack that has been pretty well publicized, uh, is again costing money. And it looks like the stock, which is currently 71.35, down $1.26, got as low as 64.26 overnight. This is another Kramer beauty, high of 294 and a low of 44. So, if you bought it in the mid to upper 40s, you're great. Unfortunately, it's been coming down for over 2 years, so I'm going to guess most people didn't buy it. Workday had great numbers last night. It was trading at, let's see, it was trading at 253 the last time that I looked, and that was up about 17 or 7.6%. This morning, that has continued on the upside. It is trading pretty close, within a dollar or so of the high of 254.29. Last is 262.75. Last is 262.50, up 25.17 or 10.61. Those numbers, the GDP came in a bit hot. 5.2% versus the first look, which was 4.9%. Consumption, although it was expected to be up about 4%, came in a little light at 3.6%. So consumption down. This is another one of those good news is bad news and bad news is good news. And, it's hard to listen to some of these Fed speakers, as I mentioned in last night's closing comment, where one says, we could be going back up, and the other says we could be going back down. So uh, these are the quote experts. In any event, the market is basically unchanged right now from where it was prior to those numbers. Dow is now up 113, Nasdaq is up 98, and the S&P, let's see if we can get a fresh read on the S&P. Then I'm going to tell you about a great little company that has come back dramatically. S&P is up 22. Okay, the aforementioned great little company. This is a company that was reverse split in the very recent past. I want to say less than a month ago. 1 for 25 on 10/27, so almost exactly a month ago. That gives it an adjusted high of about 360 and a low of 273. Um, It closed yesterday at 439, and I've had to change my notes on this several times. The reason being they have a great new first ever approved sleep apnea appliance. So no CPAP, just an appliance that you wear at night. As I said, the stock closed 439 yesterday. It has been as high as 13 and a half. I've had to change that high several times in the last hour as I've been taking these notes. Um, about 15 minutes ago, I had it up $11. Right now, I have it, pardon me, I had it at $11, which was up about 650. Right now, it's $12.11. That's up 772 or 175%. The symbol is VVOS, Vivos. So, when you look at the adjusted price, you're talking about a stock that at, uh, you know, $12 is really $3 if you've owned it for a while. But nonetheless, it's doing great. It seems, it's a pretty wide problem. And frankly, I hate the CPAP machine. And so I'd be all for an appliance to try it out. Okay, these are the bonds. They're moving higher on the economic news today, and a bit of a carryover. My concern in here was that we were rolling, but the fact of the matter is we are dramatically overbought here. I'm going to bring this in a little so you can see exactly what this has been doing. The MACD crossed to the upside and it's rolling back to the downside. So I'm going to guess there's going to be some sort of news or something that takes these bonds lower again. Although, it's got great support here. It would be a counter trend rally. This red line right here is the 100-day moving average. We bounced off that on the high. We're now at the low, although we are still up 9/32. I mentioned the North Sea storm and the oil being up currently. trading 77.62. That's up $1.21. It was as high as 77.88. This is on a bounce over the last couple of days. Take a look at that one. We bounced off the bottom of the channel. We have a series of higher lows. To give you a look at this trend line, it's pretty short term, but it is looking like that. The question becomes, is it another bear flag here where we went from, just under 80, 79 and change in this is a daily, so in 2 days we were back to the 72 area, 72.37. But, we're right under that fairly still, well, let's not call it rising, it's pretty neutral, but we're under the 200-day moving average. The gold is higher again, a little less than it was last night. As a matter of fact, now it looks unchanged. It was as high as 2072, which was about $14 higher. The silver, which has been on a tear, up 2.3 cents, but it was up as much as 30 cents overnight. Grains are basically unchanged to slightly higher. Soybeans up, wheat up, corn down. See if there's anything else of interest here. The dollar is up 15 cents. After a $1,700 day in Bitcoin to the upside yesterday, we're down 195. That's certainly livable. And that's about it, folks. I will be back later on, unless you live under a rock. You've heard Charlie Munger died. Um, you know, real, real paragon of investing. Warren Buffett's vice chairman. So, missed his 100th birthday by about a month. He was born on New Year's Day. All right, folks, have a good one. Be careful out there.